Howdy y'all, whoa. Howdy y'all, welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time to play a little Hidden Secrets. Alright, I'm heading back down into the mine to get some more stone. My whole project here just requires lots and lots of stone. So down we go. Pretty soon here, I've got to get in contact with one of the other members about their plan. Because we are about to have overlapping projects. Um, One of the things that I have agreed to do is the biome transportation. And I feel like a lot of these projects are kind of overlappy. And then the other person, they have the in-town transportation, and apparently, well, not apparently, it's just it's going to be, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but that's why I need to contact them because our projects are going to kind of overlap, and I was wondering if I shouldn't tie into the in-town transportation to connect to my biome transportation. Because I think that might be cool if you can get on like the in-town transportation and have it take you out of town to whatever biome you're looking for. But I don't really know what their in-town transportation is going to look like. I know we walked around last episode and looked at some of the terrain gen. So I've got to figure out what direction we're supposed to explore in and start planning out. My idea is that you have a really scenic view, right? And so I want to do like a big train system, but like a monorail kind of thing. And so it'll be way up in the air so you can look down at the different terrain as you go through. And then, if it hits any mountains, we put in some tunnels and stuff like that. Uh, and and then do like little stations at each of the biomes where we want to stop. I don't really know what biomes, like out to the desert, I guess, and then out to the ice. We're surrounded by forests, so I'm not so certain that we need a forest station necessarily, but might put one in. Ooh, and then we can kind of theme them based on the terrain. Not something I normally do. I'm kind of a slacker when it comes to the whole decorating part. Not gonna lie. What you do? Leave a monolith there? What? I was about to walk away with that just hanging there. I need at least 3 stacks before I leave. Because what's the point if you don't take 3 stacks back? So that's 1, 2, 3. Nice. Found some iron. Can always use more iron. Never have enough iron. I've got my single player game, and I've just about run out of iron in there. I need to build a iron farm, I guess. I've never done one of those. It won't be anytime soon, though, because my single player game, I'm experimenting with villagers for the first time. I've only been playing Minecraft since, like, for real, 1.4, I think. 1.3 maybe, but I'm pretty sure 1.4 is when I really got going the first time. I had played it before that. I had played shortly after TNT was introduced. And I've told this story before, but um, I get this magazine, PC Gamer, and so I don't know. I don't know what the deal was because it's not the PC Gamer demo. Because the PC Gamer demo comes out later, I think, than the version we're on, and this is definitely more to do than when I played. There wasn't survival when I played it the first time. I don't even remember if there were bad guys the first time I played it, and there was like nothing when I first played it, and they had just introduced TNT and Obsidian, and I thought that came in a PC Gamer. I don't know how else I would have gotten it, but it wasn't the PC Gamer demo. It came on a floppy, I think. Uh, I just remember looking up what was the point of the game because I didn't feel like there was anything to do except just make a bunch of TNT and blow things up, and that didn't interest me. And it wasn't until years later uh, when one of my students told me that, or one of my students was talking about Minecraft, and I was like, uh, talking about how I didn't understand why you would even. I asked if they built things. I think like what kind of things do you build then? Because that's all I had seen was people doing like music, uh, like Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2, Portal 2. There we go. Uh, Portal 2, Portal must have come out with Half-Life 2, right? Man, the song from Portal, anyways, was one of the first things I had seen done in. I see you up there, trying to ruin my day. And so somebody put together the redstone and the note blocks to do the Portal song. And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool, but I am never gonna do something like that." And so I kind of wrote off Minecraft at that point. And then, like I said, one of my students years later was like, "Hey, play Minecraft," and I'm like, "What are you building there?" Like, I've seen people. He's like, "No, no, I just play the regular Minecraft." I'm like, "Oh, what's the regular Minecraft?" Where you gotta survive against the zombies and stuff. I'm like, "There's zombies?" Like that piques my interest. And so then I started playing it. Haven't stopped since. It's very, I don't know. Survival games are some of my favorites. It used to be I couldn't get enough RPGs, and it's been a while since an RPG really hooked me, and some of it is I play most of my time on a PC, and so I'm not limited to that one console anymore. But others of it is certain genres of games have become super popular, and they think that you have to incorporate that into your RPG. Now, some of it needs to be in there, obviously. I need combat, I need that kind of stuff, but the I feel like the open worldness has that's really prevalent in games now. Like this is open world survival, right? I like open world survival a lot. It. I don't want to say it pushes RPG out of the number one slot for me, but it might. I definitely play it more. I definitely play it more. Dang it. This is lit up. Why are you guys here? Weird. I thought I heard somebody shooting at me. I was not coming off my base. But I feel like that's ruined RPGs a bit for me. Not that I love open world survival, but that they've decided they have to incorporate open world into the RPGs now. And that takes away from the you're the hero of the world storyline and makes it more you're a person in the world storyline. And I have yet to play a super epic like like just for an example, um Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 6. All right. Final Fantasy 6 is not my favorite of the Final Fantasies. I know a lot of people really like that one, but it's never really necessarily done it for me. Like Final Fantasy 8 or Final Fantasy 4 is my favorite. Final Fantasy 9 is awesome. Um, and I just, I don't know, there's something about 6 that just wasn't my cup of tea, but I still really enjoyed the game. And there's a part in the middle where you go. Spoilers. I mean, I can't talk about this without spoilers. But you go and you're trying to stop the bad guy from basically destroying the world. And um, uh, sorry, that thing was popped up on my screen. I had to get rid of it. And he succeeds. And so halfway through the game, everything you've known is wiped out. And you start over with well, you don't start over, but the character that you play switches. Well, Final Fantasy, those old Final Fantasy games, you were always switching who was in the party, and because there were storylines, and so it's just this awesome thing where like you wake up on the beach and the character is like having to come to terms, not having to come with terms, uh, over the fact that they failed and the Earth was destroyed, and you know billions of people are now dead because they couldn't stop the bad guy. Uh, and and I just that's like an amazing moment. Or like um, spoiler at this point, if it can still be a spoiler, the game is kind of old. But Final Fantasy VII, I like Final Fantasy VII, but it's definitely not. Definitely not. I feel it's overrated. I know they're doing this remake thing that I haven't played yet, which is frustrating to me a little bit. Uh, uh, and I would totally play it right now, except that someone asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and that was what I told them. And and it's been May, June, July, 3 months. 3 months since my birthday, and I still haven't gotten a birthday present from them. Not that they watch my videos, but which is weird because my niece's birthday is just a few days before mine, and we celebrate them together. And they made a special trip to bring her present, and they did not give me one. I'm not saying I need a present. I'm just saying that it's kind of got me in limbo over Final Fantasy. I'm experiencing a little computer lag here because I'm finishing up some rendering, and it's right at the tail end, and it's cleaning up the files. Oh, there goes. Bing, it's done now. All that should stop. So, but yeah, so like Final Fantasy VII, right, has got some pretty epic moments in it. Final Fantasy VII is kind of open world once you get going, but it's got some really epic storyline moments that they just don't seem to do in open world. I know Skyrim. Skyrim is my example of an open world that is okay, but still I feel like it's lesser than it could be. Morrowind is still, I think, maybe my favorite. Morrowind or Daggerfall from that series, anyways. But the uh, like Skyrim doesn't open worlds often in RPGs remove things like um, world-changing events and time limits. And so, like, Oblivion, Oblivion is open world-ish, which is the game before Skyrim. But it has these major events that make changes to the world. Right? You reach a point and the hell gates are opening up all over the place, or cities. I don't remember Oblivion that well. Wasn't my favorite. But I do remember that like hell gates were opening up after you do something, and so that is a world redefining event in the game that you just don't get with modern open world RPGs most of the time. And so I'm not a fan of combining those two genres necessarily. I like an open world, like Final Fantasy VII style, but I also like a storyline that you have to progress through. Because they wouldn't make remake Final Fantasy VII if it wasn't for Ariel. I don't think it would happen if it wasn't for what goes down with Ariel. There just wouldn't be a point. It would just be another open world RPG, and people would go on with their lives. And but because of what goes down in Final Fantasy VII with that character, I don't think I can get on here now. Hmm. Hmm. Then that had such a huge emotional impact on people that now there's the remake happening, and if it wasn't for that story though, it wouldn't have happened. Um, and so I miss the storylines in really epic RPGs. I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying that I haven't played one in a while that's hooked me. I think the last RPG I really played through was man, was it Outer Worlds? And that was terrible. I was so disappointed in that game. I think it's Outer Worlds. Oops. Did not need to put all that in there. Okay, so now I've got to figure out, right, did that, and then that one. Yeah, that was different kind of pointless and boring and short. I don't know. Not what I like in my RPGs for sure. I should have looked at my furnaces. Probably ready to be switched over. I didn't make it through Final Fantasy 15 either. But I mean, at this point, I kind of have what I call gaming ADD. And if I'm going to finish something, whatever it is got to hook me fast and hard and keep me there. Or just be frustratingly an open world survival RPG. Well, maybe not an RPG, but I open world survival game. Even those I don't necessarily finish. I know I was playing Hydroneer for a little bit, and that one Is it Hydroneer I'm thinking of? I was playing this one game, and I have a point where a game needs to be um, a certain level of difficulty, I guess. Uh, and I like it complex, but I don't like it tedious. Although there is some, like, this is tedious, yes, but I'm not feeling the tediousness from building because I also have to think about how this all connects in here together. And I'm fine with that. But I was playing this thing. It might not be Hydroneer. It's something like that, though, I think. And it's a mining game, I guess. But man, it's like super annoying to play right now. It's early access, so I don't know where they're gonna go from where they're at. But man, who wants to go and actually um, pan for minerals? It's just horrible, horrible interface. Um, I mean, I like the idea behind it, but ugh, I just couldn't stick to it. It's because the interface isn't great, and so things don't quite work the way you'd expect them to. And so it's actually got like a minimalist interface, and then the idea is that everything in the game should work like it would actually work, sort of. And but so like you get a shovel, you dig up some dirt, you got to put the dirt in the bucket, you got to take the bucket of dirt, and then you or maybe you put it in a pan. um oh, but one shovel of dirt isn't enough, so you have to get like two shovels of dirt before you can put it into the sluice pan. And then once you got at least two shovels of dirt, I can't remember if you can put more than two in there or not. But after you get to that point, then we've got spawns on the roof. That's not how you make torches. They give me a chance to get my other set of lights up there. Um, and so then you put the water in the pan, and then that washes out any kind of minerals that might be in there, and then you've got to take those out and put them someplace else, and you can put them in a bucket, but you got to pick them up individually. They don't just like you don't just like dump the pan into the bucket. It doesn't work that way. And so yeah, it's just and then you got to walk them back to town to sell them for money so you can buy better equipment. And only there's multiple stores and there's multiple places that buy it, and then you can also get equipment to make things, but you can't use the things you make, and so I don't know why you're even making them. And then you take them in and sell them, and you don't always even get the money that's equal to the value of the parts you combined. Like if you make a ring out of gold and a ruby, it was worth less money because apparently the values change. It was worth less money than if I had just taken in the gold and the ruby. I apparently need to make some arrows. All right, I think it's getting there. So I'm going to have one more row, or technically 2 more rows in of the top slope. And then it'll be the ring of lights that I hope I can get to light up and turn off, you know, in a constant round and round motion. And then whatever I do for the very tip top. And then my base will be done-ish. All right, with that, be bearing the small things, lean into the light, and I will talk to you later.